There we are. All right. Okay, look, I'll see you in about an hour. All right. See where we're going. Mm. Mm. The medium's body has some difficulty today, so we may get some slight interruptions at times. But the mind is sufficiently quiet that I can walk into that mind, find my comfortable position, and allow the communication to take place. We have a topic today, a topic that would be of interest to you all, I would assume. And we will get to that in a little while. And if you remember, I would suggest a few of you do remember, that we undertook an experiment. And the experiment was some months ago when we informed you of events to occur this month. And we will also talk about that a little later today. So before I begin with my talk, let us get to the healing list. And I believe, Brandon, we have some names on the list.
Yes, we're all very happy to be within your company once again. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Just a few quick names: Stephanos and Andreas, Stella, Irene, George, Sophie, Angelina, Dimitri, Miria, Tracy, Eric, Stephen, and Matthew, Jody, Marianne, Jill, Katie, John Schneider and family, Melanie and Garth, Helen, Lorna, Courtney, and Justin. Thank you.
Mm. We will hold all names within our heart. Now, the truth of all realization and understanding of your spiritual self, understanding of your essence and of your truth, can be understood quite simply by this analogy. When you melt a snowflake, it returns to water. So your being, of course, is in your essence the water, but your physical form is comparable to the snowflake. And it is the work on the snowflake, the adding of a little heat, if you would like, that reveals the true essence of the being. As we have said before, anything that is made up of smaller parts, in essence, is not true. So it is returning everything to its lowest common denominator. Returning the individuality into the universality. removal of the gross to reveal the subtle. And we have given many exercises and many styles and techniques in order to help you to realize this. We have provided not just words, but at times other people to help you with your path and to guide you. For many, we have encouraged people into your path so that you have the teacher when the student is ready, the guide when you wish to begin your journey, the signpost, the manual, the instruction book, all become available to you when you wish to walk the path. And when you walk this path to your own understanding of yourself, to realize your spirit nature, then it is most satisfactory, particularly in the beginning, to find a guide or a teacher. Now, the guide or the teacher begins with the external being and then pushes you into the internal being. And it is very wise of you to find the appropriate teacher that will teach you not just one topic, but topics which lie undiscovered by the student and do not even realize they are being taught by the teacher. You see, the true teacher will remove and dispose of or minimize the blockages that you have to reveal your own teacher. And then that teacher then will be seen in the true form, not as a physical being, but as a reflection of your own self. It is how much you can open to the teacher and how much the teacher will open to you that will realize the interconnectedness beyond the physical form. You see, many people come looking for wise words and guidance regarding a problem. And they may seek advice either from, let's say, a book or from a wise teacher, a wise person, or even a holy man. And when they listen to the words, as they leave the holy man or the teacher, they leave with full intention of undertaking the work or the exercise given. But within a matter of a few short days, sometimes even hours and minutes, the exercise is forgotten. The practice has become insufficient. So they attend another talk or another teaching. And again, they leave with full intention of practicing and developing to become whatever it is that they need to learn. And again, within a few short days, that teaching has been forgotten. And many people learn wise practices only to let them go And then, in their hurry to accomplish their task, they may seek other teaching or another teacher. Yet they have possessed all that they need. And they go through a life edging from the angelic to almost the demonic. One day they act holy, and the next day they act with sin. Rich one day and beggar the next. Wise in ability and understanding, and then full of illusion. Now they intend to do it right this time. I will practice, as he said, this time. I will meditate each day. But alas, within a week or two, it is gone. So they, with hindsight and understanding, they seek the company of others. And the company of others support one another, of course, to keep each on their track. The company may not be about any particular topic, but it is to come together with an open heart, that the joining of many become the one. And here too, the opening of the heart and the reminding of the syllabus helps to keep people on their path and their track. But yet again, after a period of time, the aspirant walks the path and then falls off the path, goes almost back to the beginning and starts again. And they go through the cycle of start and stop, understanding and illusion. Many of you will be finding this to be true, that you take a few steps and then stop. You remember God, and then in the next minute chase the pleasures of the body. And you see your ego and not your spirit. And because of this, you find dissatisfaction. The important thing, of course, each time is that you start your path. And if necessary, you keep starting your path. With effort and the very important quality of courage, you can create habits, and habits which will guide you and help you to establish a procedure so that you may honor your truth and not your falsehood. In essence, what is happening is man has the ego on one shoulder and the spiritual on the other. And during the course of the teaching, they remember the God or the spirit. And in the next moment, they remembered their ego and their individuality. So the error is remembering the ego in preference to the spirit. The ego becomes front of mind, the needs of the body, the needs of the apparent psyche, the identity, the desire to be well known, to be great, to be famous. And they create these identities with a little spiritual training. They create a spiritual identity. And here lies the trap of mediumship. They see that they are performing mediumship as a service to others. But in essence, it is a service to self. They say, my mission is to help. But that is not what they are doing. They say, my heart is pure. But that is not true. They say, my mind is clear and I know of the spirit world. And they may have some understanding and knowledge and have remembered such beautiful phrases. But they do not know. And they come to a wise one then and say to that teacher, that guru, can you show me God? And the guru would say, yes, I can. And the student says, well, let us meet God together because I desire this more than anything else. And the guru says, well, let us do that soon. But before I take you there to the Almighty, first tell me who you are. And the student stumbles through the question, answering with some symbolism of wise words. But the guru sees through these words and says to the student, I cannot show you God until you can show me who you are. So the medium in this case thinks they know the answer of what is spirit. And they may have some skill in looking in corners and finding the deceased. Yet they do not know who they are. I can find your grandmother, but I do not know myself. So your path is which? Are you looking for grandmother or are you looking for self? Is your intention a pure heart, a pure mind, or is it in service of self? Have you gained an identity by saying, I am spiritual? only to say those words and to perform acts which are not in alignment with one who believes. So finding the right teacher and the teacher finding the right student is a bond where one and other walk the path. It appears that the student is doing all the work, but in truth, it is the opposite. The teacher, the guide, is the one sweeping the path, pointing out obstacles, difficulties, challenges, reminding the student of their ego, keeping them walking forward beyond the practice of the apparent skill that they are desiring to learn. To remind them of their light, when it would be all too easy to fall into their own apparent darkness. It is the teacher that adds the heat to the snowflake. The snowflake, in essence, needs to do nothing. The work is done by the guru. If you wish, we can change those words. The Lord helps those which help themselves. The Spirit burns within each of you. The life must be lived as an expression of the karma which is held within the soul. And the life that you walk, that you face, is the burning away of the karma which you have acquired. And the teacher walks into your dream to wake you up. To bring you from darkness to light. To remind you constantly that there is another way. There are many false identities that each of you could develop. The identities of your form, of your mind, of your vocation, of your beliefs, the identity of service, the identity of the knowledge that you possess, of the accomplishments that you have once done, of the false beliefs that you are here to help others and have not discovered the truth of helping others and what that means. And you can see these for yourself by your own reactions and actions. When an event occurs, how do you react? You react from your belief, from your own memory. You act from what you perceive to be important because of the potential for damage or harm to your nature, to your psyche, and to your apparent identity. You act from the karma, the memory, the habit, and keep forgetting about your spiritual nature. So as you have the ego on one shoulder and the spirit on another, and all too often remember the ego, how can you remember the spirit? Well, you must bring your spirit or your God or your essence, the universe, if you prefer, into the front of your mind. And it must find its position in the front of your mind, not as a visitor, but as a resident. And it is the remembering of the Creator that then keeps you on that path of being truly unlimited. It is the letting go of knowledge that you perceive or know or believe, because knowledge based in your own memory can only be limited. It is with the open mind, the diamond, the clear water or clear orange juice, that the sunlight can penetrate and go straight through. So it is bringing your guru, your teacher, your spirit from the external form into the internal form. And the realization that the teacher and the student do not live on or in the physical world. So if you wish to relieve others of their suffering, that they may walk their path as pure as possible, then the purity for yourself is required. Now you can bring the Creator, the Absolute, the Spirit, the God, into the front of your mind as a resident by the repetition of the name or the feeling or the connection with that creator. So there are many names, of course, that these identities in the large sense can be used, or you can use to summon or call or to remind yourself. And you can use the name of the creator if you wish. You can use the feeling of the creator if you prefer. You can connect to that great one, minute by minute. Now, it is the repetition of the name or the feeling which melts the snowflake. It is that name or that feeling which removes your false identity and reveals your truth. From one who is here to help others, but in essence is only helping self, to one that is still, silent, full of love, and is as clear as the diamond. If you can find that person, one who sweeps your path, who does the work, even when you think you are doing it, the one that says to you, I am here. And when you feel those words in their truth, it is the silence that takes you into the journey of trust. So if you are on a path of guiding and helping others in any way, from the way you teach or the way you provide information, do so with spirit in your hand or spirit on your tongue and in your heart. Do so with the love of all of our side. Let us be the light, and let our light together shine through the diamond of your true self. Become the clarity. And not just for 5 minutes or 1 hour, but let us be in your life. For your day, let us be one. For your time of trauma, let us be one. time when you are lacking and you have pain of heart or mind or body. Come be with us. We are the signpost for your direction. We are the path that you tread upon. We are the breadcrumbs you put in front of the bird. We are the love within the twinkles of your eye. We are the dewdrop on the edge of the leaf. We are the hum and the verse within the depth of your silent meditation. We are what is beautiful within the world. And we are the wetness of water. You can find us everywhere. You just need to learn how to look. And you do not look with your eyes, or you listen with your ears, as they are rather limited. But you must look with your soul. As we are everywhere, in the beauty of sunset and the chirp of a bird, it is minimal effort to find spirit. But of course, it is the guru, the hidden teacher, that must do the work and reveal to the student the beauty that is all around. So the guru does not take students willingly, knowing that it takes much work and many come and go, because they are not ready yet. They have not learned to be steadfast, to have courage in their dedication to their work, but are fickle. Sit down and then stand up. So the guru picks the student. Yet it appears it's the other way around. So we come into your life, into your dream that you are stumbling through. And we always offer ourselves of service to you. Are you ready for your journey? Are you ready to walk the path that you must one day walk? To understand yourself and to clear your karma to become clear. You must decide. But your first steps will ask lots of you. To see if you are ready. And you would say to me, I am ready. I am willing. But within minutes, do the opposite. So bring your creator into the front of your mind. With a mantra, with a feeling, and with a knowing. And that mantra will call your guru to you. But in truth, the guru already knows about you. So add some heat to your snowflake. Dissolve your identity and reveal your truth. Mm. Mm. Now, some months ago, it was given that the medium would form an idea, and it would be within the month of March. And we said at that time that we will do an experiment to show you how long it takes from the twinkling of an idea to the birth of that idea. So now it is a matter of almost 4 months since our proclamation and the twinkling of this idea to come into fruition. Now, in truth, the medium had this idea a couple of weeks ago, where it came into his mind and said, that would be interesting. But I tell you now, he has forgotten. But it will be this week coming that the dawn of this idea will come again. Now, do you not find it a rather big coincidence that today's talk is about the reminder and the connection of spirit and also to the true teacher? And then today our talk is about revealing self and finding the true teacher. So you see, this talk is imperative in this action and was planned also 4 months ago. This talk is the heat to the snowflake of that idea. Those of you who remember that talk, or the one or two of you which heard the medium express his idea that randomly came into his mind, perhaps would understand that the process does not take a random chance of events, but rather some work over time. So I ask you not to mention to the medium the birth of this idea until he has given birth of it himself. Perhaps more news about that next week. If you wish more names to be on the healing list, please let us know. Until next week, look inside, go to your quiet, and see who is waiting there for you. And remember us as often as you can. God bless you all. May peace be within your hearts and your minds. Until next week. God bless you all.
Thank you, Mark.
Does anybody else get itchy after the connect? Yeah. Maybe it's just me. Okay, well, I think it worked. Good.
That was awesome.
Was it?
Yes.
Yeah. Just what we need to hear.
Yeah. Good.
Mhm.
Just what I needed to hear. Comes in the nick of time.
He's reading my thoughts.
Yeah. Oh well, all right.
Thanks, Mark.
No worries. I don't know. Well, I guess I'll see you next week, hey?
Yeah.
Another thrilling episode of Ask Iggy. All right.